What's up, guys? This is Chris from DraftDashboard.com. Here are my DFS picks for NBA Monday, February 5th. These picks apply for DraftKings and FanDuel. Before I get started, please drop a like on this video and hit that red subscribe button and hit that bell icon so you don't miss our new videos. In this video, I'm going to go over my top picks for today's NBA slate. And if you stick around to the very end of this video, we'll use the Draft Dashboard tools to make a DFS lineup using the picks we just made. Okay guys, we have a 6-game NBA slate tonight. So let's take a look at the point guard position. Okay, I like CJ McCollum from the New Orleans Pelicans playing the Toronto Raptors, who have the 10th worst defense overall. They're middle of the pack defending opposing point guards. CJ McCollum averaging 36.4 fantasy points per game on the season, playing an average of 32 minutes per game with a 24% usage rate. He's projected at 34.8 fantasy points here tonight. That's 5 times value. He's $6,900 DraftKings salary, $700 more on FanDuel. Vegas thinks there's going to be 231.5 points scored in this game. CJ McCollum has scored 37, 36, and 22 fantasy points in the last 3 games, playing 38, 35, and 36 minutes. And he scored 36, 42, 45, and 50 fantasy points in his last 4 games versus the Raptors. So I like CJ McCollum here versus the Toronto Raptors. Okay, let's take a look at the shooting guard position. So I'm going to give you a value play here. I like Brandon Podziemski from the Golden State Warriors playing the Brooklyn Nets, who have a middle-of-the-pack defense overall. They give up the 8th most fantasy points to opposing shooting guards. Brandon Podziemski averaging 24 fantasy points per game on the season, playing an average of 25 minutes per game with a 16% usage rate. Now, only projected at 20 fantasy points here tonight, but that projection is super low considering he scored 40, 49, and 22 fantasy points in the last 3 games, playing 38, 34, and 36 minutes. So he's only $5,700 DraftKings salary, same price on FanDuel. Vegas thinks there's going to be 237 points scored in this game. And Brandon scored 40 fantasy points in his last game versus the Nets. So I like Brandon Podziemski here versus the Brooklyn Nets. Before I continue with the picks, I'm excited today because we added a new contest for everyone watching. If you want to enter the drawing for $25 PayPal, all you need to do is like this video, hit that subscribe button, and make a quick comment below to be entered into the drawing. We'll reply to a random comment and let you know that you won. And then we'll send you $25 PayPal. So it's that easy, and we pick a new winner every Saturday and announce them in our video. So get your comment in now so I can add another entry for you. Okay, let's take a look at the small forward position. So I like Lonnie Walker from the Brooklyn Nets playing the Golden State Warriors, who have the 11th worst defense overall. They've been pretty good versus opposing small forwards. Lonnie Walker averaging 20.2 fantasy points per game on the season, playing an average of 19 minutes per game with a 25% usage rate. Now I like Lonnie Walker because he scored 29, 42, and 34 fantasy points in the last 3 games, playing 30, 30, and 27 minutes. And he's only $4,000 DraftKings salary, $1,600 more on FanDuel. So Lonnie Walker, he scored 15, 10, 26, and 24 fantasy points in his last 4 games versus the Warriors. But the reason I like this pick is because of his increased minutes. That he's playing increased minutes, only averaging 19 minutes per game on the season. But he's played 30 fantasy points in the last 2 games. He's played 30 minutes. Well, 30, 30, and 27 minutes over the last 3 games. So he's seen a significant bump in his playing time, and that's reflected in his fantasy production. So I think he is undervalued here on DraftKings. So I like Lonnie Walker here versus the Golden State Warriors. Okay, let's take a look at the power forward position. Another value play here, and I'm going to go ahead and stack this game here tonight.
Real quick, guys, I got great news. For a limited time, we're offering a full 30-day trial to Draft Dashboard. You can try all of our DFS tools for all sports. You can try the Position Optimizer, where you can see the top players ranked for each position. And we added a new Player Trends tool, where you can see the top salary differences between FanDuel and DraftKings. It's a really good tool to help you pick out value for the site that you're playing on. Oh, and if you're tired of doing research every day, we just added a cheat sheet that shows hand-picked plays for the slate. No confusing stat lines, no headaches, just a simple cheat sheet that shows the absolute best players for your lineups.
I like Cameron Johnson from the Brooklyn Nets playing the Golden State Warriors, who have the 11th worst defense overall, give up the 9th most fantasy points to opposing power forwards. Cameron Johnson averaging 26.4 fantasy points per game on the season, playing an average of 28 minutes per game with a 20% usage rate. He's projected at 25.8 fantasy points here tonight, and that's 5.2 times value. Only 5,000 DraftKings salary, 1,300 more on FanDuel. Cameron Johnson has scored 32, 28, and 32 fantasy points in the last 3 games, playing 32, 29, and 29 minutes. So I like Cameron Johnson here versus the Golden State Warriors. Okay, moving on to the center position, I like Jonas Valanciunas from the New Orleans Pelicans playing the Toronto Raptors, who have the 10th worst defense overall, give up the 12th most fantasy points to opposing centers. Jonas Valanciunas averaging 33.2 fantasy points per game on the season. Now he's only playing an average of 26 minutes per game with a 21% usage rate, but he's been super productive in those minutes. He's projected at 32.1 fantasy points here tonight. That's just about 5 times value. He's 6,500 DraftKings salary, 800 more on FanDuel. Vegas thinks there's going to be 231.5 points scored in this game. I like his track record here versus the Raptors. Jonas Valanciunas scored 31, 38, 38, 47, and 56 fantasy points in his last 5 games versus the Raptors. So I like Jonas Valanciunas here versus the Toronto Raptors.
If you want to try all these daily fantasy tools for yourself, click the link in the description below this video or just go to draftdashboard.com. You can use our DFS lineup optimizer to build quality lineups using our picks and your own custom player pool. Click the link in the description below this video and try all these daily fantasy tools right now. Thanks so much for watching. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit that bell icon so you can get instant updates whenever we post a new video. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, please smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Oh, and please comment below with your favorite player for this NBA slate. I love to hear what you guys have to think. Thanks again, and good luck.